What if I told you that the 2025 general election could be decided by a single unexpected twist in the political game? You won't believe what just happened. Is the PNP really ready to take back power in 2025? Or is this just another empty promise? Stick around as we dive into the political bombshell that could change everything. Hey, patriotic internet friends and family, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are breaking down the recent political shakeups, unexpected by-election results, and the high-stakes drama that's leading up to 2025. You'll want to stay tuned because what's happening now could be the turning point we've all been waiting for. But before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more juicy updates on Jamaica's political and social scene. Welcome all patriotic Jamaicans. The movement continues. Like we get into it now, let's kick it off. Jamaican politics gets spicy. PNP's big by-election wins versus JLP's drama. Hold on to your hats, folks. The Jamaican political scene just got way more interesting. The People's National Party, PNP, just won 2 key by-elections. And guess what? The drama between them and the Jamaica Labour Party, JLP, is hotter than ever. Who's winning? Who's losing? And who's under investigation? Let's dive into the chaos. So here's the setup. On Friday, the PNP scored 2 major victories in Aenon Town Division in Clarendon and the Morant Bay Division in St. Thomas. But before we get into those wins, let's talk about why this is such a big deal. The PNP is all about claiming these wins as a sign of things to come in the 2025 general election. They're looking at these victories and thinking, hey, the people want us back. PNP party president MarkJGolding even said these wins show the public is ready for a change. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves because the drama is just getting started. The by-elections battle. Now let's break down the numbers. In Aenon Town, the JLP had the seat since February 2024. But guess who swooped in to steal it? Delroy Dawson of the PNP, who racked up 1,646 votes, just beating the JLP's 1,592 votes. Okay, so maybe not a landslide, but a win is a win, right? And in Morant Bay, Rosemary Shaw from the PNP didn't just win, she crushed it, securing 2,096 votes to the JLP's 1,978 votes. That's a pretty solid win. Shaw's out here proving she's on track to represent all of Eastern St. Thomas. So, is the PNP about to make a big comeback? Let's see. What does this mean for Jamaica? Alright, now for the juicy part. PNP is saying this is a sign of things to come in the 2025 general election. Party General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell said these victories are proof that the PNP has the trust of the people and that the JLP is basically a lame duck government. Ouch. Meanwhile, PNP is calling out the JLP for, well, a lot. The big job, allegations of illicit enrichment, and a prime minister whose statutory returns can't be certified. Yikes. Looks like the PNP is ready to pounce on any weaknesses they can find. Golding's making bold claims, saying that the current JLP leadership is under investigation and has lost the public's confidence. And if you're wondering about the timeline, the JLP has been in power since they defeated the PNP in February 2016 and then again in September 2020. So if you're counting That's 2 terms of JLP rule. Are the people finally tired of them? Could we see an early election before the general one constitutionally due in 2025? But here's the question. Will these by-election wins actually translate into a general election victory for the PNP? Or is the JLP just biding its time to come back stronger? Will we get an early election, or will the PNP's celebration be short-lived? Whatever happens next, Jamaican politics is never boring. So who's really winning here? Is the PNP on the verge of a massive comeback? Or is the JLP just waiting to strike back in 2025? Here's a summary of the key points. 1. PNP victories. Aenon Town and Morant Bay Divisions won by PNP, signaling potential national support. 2. JLP's losses. Despite by-election wins in other constituencies, the JLP's 2025 future is uncertain. 3. MarkJGolding's bold statements claims that the PNP's victories shows readiness for a national shift. 4. Accusations against the JLP. Allegations of illicit enrichment and leadership under investigation. Will the PNP's by-election victories translate into a 2025 win? Only time will tell. Here are some potential questions that you might have regarding the article, along with detailed answers that are specific to address your potential concerns. Question number 1. Why are these by-election results such a big deal? Answer. These by-election results are significant because they provide a snapshot of what could happen in the general election in 2025. While by-elections typically only affect the local level, they often serve as a barometer for national sentiment. The fact that the PNP has won in 2 divisions previously held by the JLP, Aenon Town, and Morant Bay suggests that the Jamaican people may be growing disillusioned with the ruling Jamaica Labour Party, JLP. In other words, the PNP sees these victories as a sign that their support is rising and that voters are ready for a change. Question number 2. What is the PNP actually claiming about these wins? Answer. The PNP is celebrating these victories as evidence that they are gaining momentum ahead of the 2025 general election. Party President MarkJGolding has even stated that these wins show that the Jamaican people are ready for a new leadership. The PNP believes these results reflect a shift in national sentiment, showing that they are regaining the trust of voters. They are positioning themselves as the party of change, contrasting with the current administration, JLP, which they claim is suffering from scandals and public distrust. Question number 3. What's up with the JLP losing these by-elections? Answer. The JLP has been in power for 2 consecutive terms, but it seems their grip on the public's trust may be slipping. Despite winning other by-elections, St. Andrew North and Trelawney Southern, they lost key seats in Aenon Town and Morant Bay, which the PNP sees as a sign of waning support. The JLP's leadership has come under scrutiny for various reasons, including allegations of illicit enrichment and the Prime Minister's statutory returns not being certified. This has created the perception that the JLP is a lame duck administration, an administration with weakened authority and diminishing confidence among the electorate. Question number 4. What's all this talk about illicit enrichment? Answer. The PNP has accused the JLP leadership of being involved in illicit enrichment, which refers to the the illegal accumulation of wealth or assets by government officials. This is a very serious accusation, and it's one of the key talking points of the PNP in these by-election victories. The PNP claims that the JLP government is under investigation for these allegations, which could undermine public trust and tarnish their credibility going into the 2025 election. Question number 5. How reliable are the by-election results for predicting the general election in 2025? Answer: by-elections are not always an exact reflection of national sentiment because they typically involve specific local issues that may translate to the broader national picture. However, in this case, the PNP is arguing that the Aenon Town and Morant Bay wins are significant enough to signal that the public may be losing confidence in the JLP after 2 terms in power. The PNP's confidence is bolstered by national polls showing them gaining trust among voters. Still, the results of a general election are often determined by a wider set of issues. So while these by-elections are encouraging for the PNP, we can't definitively say they'll win the 2025 election based on these 2 victories alone. Question number 6. Who is Dr. Dayton Campbell, and why is he saying the JLP is a lame duck administration? Answer: Dr. Dayton Campbell is the General Secretary of the PNP, and he's an influential figure within the party. His statement about the JLP being a lame duck administration refers to the perception that the current government is no longer effective or in control. Campbell urges that the JLP has lost the confidence of the majority of voters and that an early general election could help bring about a fresh administration. The lame duck label is meant to highlight that the JLP's leadership is compromised and unable to lead effectively in the face of corruption allegations and internal turmoil. Question number 7. What does the Prime Minister's statutory returns have to do with all this? Answer: the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Andrew Holness, is facing scrutiny over his statutory returns, documents that the public officials are required to file to declare their income, assets, and liabilities. These returns are meant to ensure transparency and prevent corruption. The PNP has raised concerns that the Prime Minister's statutory returns have not been properly certified, which casts doubt on his integrity and legitimacy of his leadership. The accusation adds to the broader narrative of corruption and ethical issues that the PNP is using to frame the JLP's government as being out of touch and untrustworthy. Question number 8. So what does all this mean for the future of Jamaica's politics? Answer: Jamaica is heading into a very interesting few years as the country approaches its next general election in 2025. The by-election victories of the PNP suggest that the party could be making a comeback, especially if the public continues to lose faith in the JLP. However, the JLP isn't backing down, and it's likely they'll be working harder to recover from these losses, address the allegations against them, and solidify their base before the general election. The next couple of years could be a turbulent time in Jamaican politics as both parties prepare for what is shaping up to be a dramatic electoral showdown. Question number 9. Why didn't the PNP contest other by-elections? Answer: the PNP chose not to contest the other by-elections in St. Andrew North and Trelawney Southern constituencies, arguing that it would be a waste of resources given that the general election is so close. They believed it made more sense to focus on the Aenon Town and Morant Bay divisions, which they felt would provide a clearer indication of public sentiment and could bolster their momentum going into 2025. Question number 10. What happens next? Could we see an early election? Answer: an early election is definitely a possibility, especially if the PNP's predictions about the JLP's waning popularity hold true. Dr. Dayton Campbell has suggested that a fresh mandate from the people could be in the best interest of Jamaica's democracy and governance. However, it remains to be seen whether the JLP will call an early election or wait until 2025. As we move closer to the constitutional deadline for the general election, the political landscape will continue to evolve and things could change quickly. I hope these questions and answers were able to provide you with more context and insight into the article's implications, keeping you engaged while addressing the underlying tensions and drama between the PNP and JLP. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss any updates. Trust me, the drama is far from over. Now let's get into my breakdown, my reaction, and my commentary. Now you see, if I was MarkJGolding, me woulda feel confident too. Me woulda smell election victory too. You know why? On Sunday, December 24th, the same Sunday as the JLP General Conference, the Gleaner published an article titled "Integrity Commission Clears Opposition Leaders 2023 Statutory Filing," meaning the man's statutory declaration for 2023 is certified compared to Holness's 2021 to 2023 uncertified statutory declarations. So the PNP and MarkJGolding have a lot to feel confident about moving forward to 2025 general election. It's like them a say, victory is in the air, then can feel it. So with this information being published now, you know, it kinda shine a real bad light from PM Holness. Me can't really emphasize or reiterate that enough. And if you ask me, this a perfect timing. This is just more ammunition in the PNP's arsenal for use as talking points when them a campaign moving towards the 2025 general election. Cause now man I go say, my 2023 statutory declaration certified, you know. Where for you there? Show me your certificate of statutory fitness. But seriously, this give the PNP a huge advantage. More leverage, cause right now the JLP don't have no leverage and them not have no advantage. The mere fact say the PM never stepped down when this allegation started, it says a whole lot. Me I go be honest. You see, if PM Holness did step down and resign when this whole accusations and allegations from the IC started, the JLP would be in much better standing. The JLP would have a greater chance of actually winning the 25 general election and stay in power for a third term. But because of the Prime Minister's ego and in pride, who no allow him to stay in power as the head of the JLP and as Prime Minister. So why uno think una go win? I would actually be surprised if PM Holness win the 2025 general election, cause me no see him win it none at all. Me I go show you a real life example very recently why PM Holness should have resigned after the allegations and accusations. and we're going to compare it to something that happened recently in America. I don't know if you're not familiar with the story, but President-elect Donald Trump recently picked Matt Gaetz to be the new Attorney General. However, as soon as Trump picked Matt Gaetz to be the new Attorney General, Gaetz did have to end up resign from Congress after being picked for Attorney General. You want to know why? The Ethics Committee was in the final stages of its investigation into Gaetz over allegations of sexual misconduct and illicit drug use when Trump announced he picked him to lead the Justice Department, according to 3 sources familiar with the investigation. So look at that. So this is what I mean when I tell you say Jamaica is not a serious country. This man had to resign immediately. Him not even get a chance to smell what the Attorney General seat smell like, because of the allegations. And now we have a Prime Minister under investigation with accusations and allegations attached to corruption and illicit enrichment, allegedly, and him refused to resign. So tell me how that are going to help the Jamaica Labour Party. What makes you think or feel say the JLP can win the next general election? Why did Gaetz withdraw his Attorney General nomination? Gaetz did not cite a specific reason for his withdrawal, but over the past week, controversy of his bid swelled due to allegations of sex trafficking minors. The Justice Department, which Gaetz would have led if he were Attorney General, investigated allegations that Gaetz committed statutory rape by paying for sex with a 17-year-old and for her to travel with him across state lines. The investigation was dropped without charges. So they not even charge him, and yet he did still have to resign. Could never become Attorney General after this investigation and the allegations and the accusations of him being a sex trafficking and statutory rape. I know you're gonna have some comment scholar go run in at the comments and say, oh, I know the same thing. Me never say the same thing. It's just a contrasting comparison of me. I show you where one serious country look like when it comes to allegations and accusations. Yeah, Matt Gaetz might not be president, but yet he name call upon things which were allegations and accusations, and he never get charged for it, but yet he still did have to resign. That's the point where me I make. That's how it is in every serious country. Anytime one public official name call upon anything, no care how small it is, he have to pack in like a box and resign from the office. As some know it go for ever since. But me know them concepts they kind of new to Jamaicans. They not used to that and they don't know about that. Because them don't know about accountability and holding leaders responsible for their actions or inactions. And the reason why a comment scholar I go miss the message and the message I go right over his head is because he missed the point. The point is, in serious countries, political leaders are held to a higher standard of accountability and responsibility. So as a public official in serious countries, they expect you to have or act with integrity and ethics. That must be your public persona. That's the perception where the public must have of you. That's how the public supposed to view you. So instead of responding emotionally out of feelings, because when me say trigger you, just think about what me I say for a second. Because a lot of people, them only reply for respond. Them never listen what you say for understand what you're saying. Then just hear what you say because they not even did that listen in the first place. Now, look at it from this angle now. Clearly, you see how serious countries operate. So if Matt Gaetz did go to prison for all like things them where he's accused of and the allegations, you think he could have left prison with that the criminal record there and think about if you can enter US politics and think about if you go in the Senate or in a Congress? Are you crazy? Serious country no run them the joke there. And I saw it go, but what do I know? I'm no expert. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more updates and check out our other videos on Jamaica's political and social scene. Your support keeps us going. See you in the next video. One love, Jamaica.